Methods of measuring public opinion.
Measuring public opinion, or opinion polls, is a survey of public opinion from a particular sample, and is designed to represent the opinion of a population. There are several ways of administering a survey, such as telephone, mail, online surveys, personal in-home surveys, personal mail, or straight intercept surveys, and a hybrid of the above. Methods of measuring public opinion. Opinion polls are usually designed to represent the opinions of a population by conducting a series of questions and extrapolating generalities and ratios within confidence intervals. Public opinion is measured by election results, personal contact, media reporting, and especially by polls. Internet polls. Internet polls are becoming an essential research tool for a variety of research fields, including marketing and official statistic research. Web polls are faster and simpler and cheaper than many other poll methods. Web polls are faster, simpler, and cheaper than many other polling methods. However, low costs are not so straightforward in practice, as they are strongly interconnected to errors because response rate, comparison to others, survey modes are usually not favorable for online survey. Efforts to achieve a higher response rate may substantially increase costs. Additionally to the entire data collection period is significantly shortened, as all data can be collected and processed in typically little more than a month. Telephone interviewers encourage sample persons to respond, leading to higher response rate, and interviewers may increase comprehension of questions by answering respondents' questions. There are some advantages to telephone polling, such as interviewer bias, the fact it cannot be used for non-audio information, and is unreliable for consumers' surveys in rural areas where telephone density is low. Sampling. Sampling is a statistic quality assurance in survey methodology. Sampling is the selection of a subset of individuals from within a statistical population to estimate characteristics of the whole population. Statisticians attempt to collect samples that are representative of the population in question. Sampling techniques. Quota sampling. In quota sampling, the population is first segmented into mutually exclusive subgroups, just as in stratified sampling. Then, judgment is used to select the subject or unit from each segment based on a specified portion. For example, an interviewer may told to sample 200 females and 300 males between the age of 45 and 60. In quota sampling, the selection of the sample is non-random. The problem is that this sample may be biased because not everyone gets a chance of selection. Panel sampling. Panel sampling is the method of first selecting a group of participants through random sampling method and then asking that group for the same information again, several times over a period of time. This longitudinal sampling method allows estimate of change in the population. Simple random sampling. A simple random sample, or SRS, of a given size, all such subsets of a frame are given an equal probability. Each element has an equal probability of selection. Furthermore, any given pair of element has the same chance of selection as any other pair. This minimizes bias and simplifies analysis of results. In particular, the variance between individual results within the sample is a good indicator of variance in the overall population, which makes it relatively easy to estimate the accuracy of results. Systematic sampling. Systematic sampling relies on arranging the target population according to ordering scheme, random start, and then selecting elements at the regular intervals through the ordered list. Questionnaire. Questionnaires is a series of questions asked to individuals to obtain statistical useful information about a given topic. When properly constructed and responsibly administered, questionnaires become vital instruments for polling a population. Inappropriate questions. Incorrect ordering of questions, incorrect scaling, or bad questionnaires format can make the survey valueless, as it may not accurately reflect the view and opinions of the participants. The topic should fit the respondent's frame of reference. Their background may affect their interpretation of the question. Respondents should have enough information or expertise to answer the questions truthfully. Gallup poll. The Gallup poll is the division of Gallup that had regularly conduct public opinion polls in more than 140 centuries around the world. Gallup polls are often referenced in the mass media as reliable and objective measurement of public opinion. Gallup poll results analyzed and videos are published daily on gallup.com in the form of data-driven news. Gallup polls are the best known for their accuracy in predicting the outcome of United States presidential elections. Notable exceptions include in the 1948 Thomas Dewey Harry S. Truman election, where nearly all pollsters predicted a Dewey victory. The Gallup poll also inaccurately projected a slim victory by Gerald Ford in the 1976, with a loss to Jim Carter by a small margin. For the 2008 US presidential election, Gallup was rated 17th out of the 23 polling organizations in terms of precision for its pre-election polls relative to the final results. George Gallup. George Gallup conducted a small but scientific survey, correctly predicted a landslide victory for Roosevelt in the Roosevelt-London race, thus establishing the Gallup poll. Response formats. Usually a survey consists of a number of questions the respondents answer in a set of format. A distinction is made between open-ended and closed-ended questions. An open-ended question asks the respondents to formulate his or her own answers, while closed-ended questions had the respondent choose an answer from out the given number of options. The response options for closed-ended questions should be exhaustive and mutually exclusive. The four types of response scales for closed-ended questions are dichotomous. The respondent has two options. Nominal polytomous. The respondent has more than two unordered options. Ordinal polytomous. The respondent has more than two ordered options. Bounded or continuous. The respondent is presented with a continuous scale. Respondent's answer to an open-ended question can be coded into response scale afterwards, or analyzed during more qualitative methods. The problem with polls. Problem with polls typically stem either from issues with the methodology that bias the sample or the responses that causes the bias. It is well established that the wording of the questions, the order in which they are asked, and the number and form of alternative answers offered can influence results of the polls. Coverage bias is another source of error, involving the uses of samples that are not representative of the population due to polling methodology. Self-selection bias arises in any situation in which individuals select themselves into a group causing a biased sample, with non-probability sampling. For example, the Literary Digest was an influential general interest weekly magazine published by Funk and Wagnalls. When the Digest conducted their 1936 election using an inaccurate sample, causing them to predict the wrong winner, they lost all credibility and the Digest itself soon went out of business.